COVID-19 and everything. Some had dreams and all, and it helps to actually inspire some people out there. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, I think before I actually go further with the whole mentorship issue, I mean, what's your point of view about it? How do you support it?
So my point of view on that, I really think mentors are very helpful. Myself, I had three different mentors. Right now,
Yeah.
I have two, but I had to get rid of the other. I had five at some point, but I had
You
to
want to
get
know
rid
why?
of, I had to get rid of two of them. So this is
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
started. With one of them, she was college educated, so education was important to her. I
Yeah.
dropped out of college, so she didn't understand me as a person. She was a great mentor in other areas, but she was pushing me to go back to school instead of focusing on whatever I was working on and say like, okay, how do we grow this? How do we build this? Her main focus was like, oh, if you had a college degree, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this. And I wasn't in a place where I was trying to go back to school because I realized that wasn't the path for me. So with that, my mentor did not understand that side of me.
Yeah.
Also, she underestimated my abilities. I see greatness in myself. I'm very, how do I say this? If I think of something, I know if I put my mind to it, it will work out. But in her mind, she always had doubts. Instead of inspiring me, she had like little things that she would put into my head, into my brain. At the end of the day, I'll start doubting myself, and you don't need that. So that's why I had to get rid of her. So the other mentor, great guy, same thing, college educated. But the problem is like he made his money by having a regular job and then saving that money and investing into the stock market and stuff like that. So he wanted me to take that route as well too. And me and myself, I'm the person who likes to invest in themselves. I like to see my money, and I like to to work on my business, not to give somebody else my money and they
Okay.
build for me. So I was coming from a different angle. So that's why I had to get rid of him. And now I'm working with three different other mentors that kind of understand where I'm going and what I'm trying to build. So I didn't mean to take a lot of time talking about that.
No, 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 it's all right, it's all right. Yeah, yeah. So basically, your mentor is a fraud. Like I said, man, that's deep. It's deep, but
Yeah.
at times, it's the truth.
Sure.
I think the issue is that in Africa, we actually don't really understand what a mentor is. Now, why I say that is because many have mentors in their lives, but that's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Some have mentors, but what is he actually helping you with? So then you actually need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what exactly is a mentor? And if I have
Sure.
one in my life, how does he affect me? Because many people have actually failed in business because of having mentors. Why? Because they think just because he has gold shoes.
I don't know what's going on here. Uh,
For joining us. Thank you all, thank you all for being here.
Sorry, man. I lost you for a minute. I don't know if it was me. It kept on So I lost you on
Okay,
the gold shoes. That's where I lost you.
okay, all right, all right.
Yeah.
I was saying, certain young people actually think just because he's got gold shoes, then he has to be my mentor. Just because he has an image on social media, then he has to be my mentor. And that's wrong because the gold
Sure.
shoes aren't going to help you, right? Your mentor is not your investor,
Sure.
right? It's not
Sure.
every time that your mentor offers you money and says, "Here, go start your business," you know? Now, where I say your mentor is a fraud because when it comes to mentorship, right, it's where, for example, I guide you through my experiences and my knowledge. So basically, I'm putting you within my shoes because of what I've been through in this life. But then it has to be in a specific, rather the same industry that I am in. You get me?
Sure.
The moment I mentor someone who is not in my industry per se, I'm no longer his mentor, I'm his role model.
Okay.
You get me?
I get you.
And this
Uh,
is where people are actually getting it wrong now because you think your mentor is your mentor. Now he's actually your role model, which is why your role model won't help you succeed in life because all you're trying to do is be like him and we all make money differently.
sure.
You see, like the
And
way you will make your billions, not the way I'll make my billions.
Yeah, and to take along on what you said,
Yeah.
there's this misconception. Like, for example, most of my work is in the entertainment industry, right? So
Exactly.
I can mentor someone in the petroleum industry like you because
Exactly.
the problem with that, you see me every day taking shots on my Instagram,
Yeah.
drinking alcohol. But some people don't understand. I'm getting paid that way. But for someone who is like in the petroleum industry, if you're out there taking shots on your Instagram, that might take investors away from you. Like, okay, this is not the
Exactly.
guy I want to be
Exactly.
around.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? So if
See.
I mentor somebody, I might lead them wrong to say like, oh, you should. They might follow what I'm doing and not get the
Yeah.
same results because of to just back your point and like you should be in the same industry for that
Mm,
mentorship relationship to really work.
exactly. Exactly. And that's it. If I met with someone who's into like real estate and I actually don't have knowledge about it, I'm actually gonna
Sure.
lead you to the grave. And that's basically it. Whether or not I've got gold shoes or not doesn't mean my gold shoes will help you. So when you're
Sure.
looking for a mentor, search for someone within your industry and within what you're called for, basically.
Yeah. And
So
it's
yeah,
go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So that's where the issue is like young people now is you think just because you seem to like this guy, you go there and like can you mentor me in business and so forth. Now it's like it doesn't work that way. Your mentor can like lead you to the grave big time. Because now the advice he's giving you is according to what he has achieved through that industry. Now, if you put your mentor who's in, let's say just selling clothes on a daily basis, and you are selling cars, what can he tell you?
Sure.
He's telling you how to make money through cars just because he has money. I mean, we make money differently, I say. There's some people who made billions through selling plastic, right? Doesn't mean like if he comes to you and he's your mentor and you're selling cars, doesn't mean you make the same billions. So you really need to find what you're called for and how you make your own money. You make money differently, and that's key. Some people make money overnight. Some have to work 24 hours. I mean, that's just how life is.
Sure.
Some can like think of a business idea quick and they make money. Some have to go through years of pain. So you need to find out how do you walk in life? How do you make your own money? Find the mentor who's within your industry and move with them.
And I think you say something important. Sorry, I'm writing notes here.
Yeah,
I think you're getting back to something also personality. You have to look at
yeah,
your personality as well too,
yeah.
because with some mentors, me, I'm much more extroverted, so I know how to communicate with people, right? And
Okay,
it'll be hard for me to mentor somebody who's an introvert because I realize my strengths are in being an extrovert. If I can use that to create connections with people and those connections can turn into business relationships, I use that to my advantage because I realize the personality trait that I have, which is being extroverted. So I took advantage of that, or like I leverage on that, on my personality. So I think when you're looking for a mentor as well too, you need to look at their personality as well too. Like, do you guys have the same personality? Do you guys
exactly.
kind of like dress the same or look the same way? Because once you there's like once you guys don't have the same personality, don't kind of like how do I say this? Don't kind of relate the same. I think you have issues with that mentorship process with your mentors. So that's what I just wanted to add to that.
Exactly, yeah, and that's it. I mean, with me, in terms of mentorship, I mean, many people come to me and say, can you help me in business and so forth? And you know what, to be honest, if you're in a different industry I do not know about, I might actually lead you to the ground. So for your sake, run away from me. You understand what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
much as I want to have people coming to me saying, what, help me, so forth, I can only help you, with what I have. You know what I mean? The knowledge within me. So it's not every time that you see someone who God choose and they have to be your mentor. Rather, stay by yourself, know yourself, identify yourself. People are too quick to identify mentors before they know themselves. So now your
I
mentor
like
is
that.
telling you how you are and who you are in this life, and it's bringing you up like you are a child, and that's wrong. That's wrong. You know what I
I,
mean?
I like that, man. I like
Yeah.
that. You make a lot of sense in that. So what do you think about paying the mentors? Like what do you think about paying a mentor?
Okay. All right. Okay. That's deep, but you know what? If you're receiving anything that's valuable, you have to pay for it.
Sure.
So it depends on what he's giving you or what she's giving you, right? You look at the knowledge that they're giving you. I mean, the reason why we pay school fees is an extent. I give you money, you give me my knowledge. Simple. So if
Sure.
I'm speaking to you right now, there's someone watching me right now, and I'm giving them this knowledge. Someone can pay me for it, right? And it just shows your appreciation towards it. So I don't think it's paying your mentor, but you appreciate what it's giving to you. Well, when you say you're paying for the mentorship, what if it doesn't work for you? Then it's a straight now. So rather, let me just appreciate you with money and pay you for helping me. Whether or not it will benefit me in the future or not, that's now on my side, not on the mentor side. Yeah, because if I don't work out in business, I cannot go back to my mentor and be like, you know what, you lied to me. You're a fraudster. It's now it's a risk that I'm taking.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically like picking films and stuff like that. It's your own decision. Whether your friends break your heart or not tomorrow, it's basically your fault. You chose it.
Sure. And so the process of picking the right mentor. So how do you go about that? What's the best way of going around it? We have social media, we have a lot of options to go around it, but picking the right one, that seems to be the problem. So if I'm a young person and I'm trying to find a mentor, how can I pick the right one for myself?
Okay. I think basically, the mentorship is more about his personal attitude, his character, more than what he has received. That's
Okay.
where we get it wrong, right? I cannot follow someone who has pride in everything and stuff because what is on him will eventually follow me.
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, you need to check their character. How are they? Are they humble? Do they respect? Some mentors don't actually respect their mentees. They treat them like they're dogs. They're not doing more. They just treat them like they're nothing in this life. And already your mental state as a mentee is thinking, okay, I cannot make it in this life. That's why people are quick to rather go for role models than mentors because many have been disappointed.
Yeah.
Rather, the issue here is not with the mentees, it's the mentors.
Okay.
We need to learn how do they actually treat mentees, like how do they go about it? How sit down with them. They're not your dogs per se, but it's someone who has seen something in you and he wants to learn from you. So like guide them accordingly, basically. So finding someone who's basically sets for their character first, not for what they have achieved. Although what they have achieved is actually essential because results don't lie.
Sure.
Everyone wants to see your results in this life. If you say that you're a millionaire, show me the results.
Sure.
And results speak where you don't have to speak. If
Definitely.
you have to speak too much for yourself, it means that there are no results.
Yep.
If I have to tell people every day that, guys, I'm rich, then I'm not rich. Right? Because when it comes to wealth and money, you don't have to announce yourself. It announces for you. It speaks for you. So already you can tell that, this mentor is being, he's got so much pride in himself, saying, you know what, I'm a millionaire. I was a millionaire at the age of 12. No, he's lying. Millionaires don't tell people every day that they're millionaires. You speak for yourself.
Sure.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it. And so my question for me, as I told you right now, I think I have 2, 3 different mentors. What do you think about that of having different people, adding value to your journey?
Okay.
What do you think compared to just having one mentor? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I think it depends on the person.
Sure.
I'm sure like you saw 3 different guys there and you saw something within each and every one of them rather, and you want something from them. So,
Sure.
you can have more than one mentor, it's true, depending on what you want in this life. Basically, maybe, you you can just answer that question for yourself. Why do you have 3 mentors?
Sure.
Perhaps maybe you want to venture into an industry you don't know, so you need to look for a mentor who's within that industry. So if I told myself that, you know what, beginning next year, I want to venture into, something to do with finance, I can get a mentor within that industry. So depending on what you want to do, man, it's up to you. If it works for you, then that's it.
Sure.
So like I told you, identify yourself. What works for you? If it works for you, go for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
Because
you have to
at the end
find
of the day,
yourself first before
yeah,
finding a
find
mentor.
yourself first. Know yourself first. once you know yourself, that's it. If you don't know yourself, then you're gonna choose the wrong mentors. So basically, identify yourself, know yourself first. The business is your character. Your business becomes who you are. So
Sure.
know yourself first before you begin to search, look for, mentors all around the street. I mean, I know some people, everyone they see online, they want to DM them, sir, can you be my mentor? The whole world cannot be your mentor. Come on,
Yeah,
right?
I,
Yeah,
I find it weird. You don't even know me, and you want me to be your mentor.
exactly.
I don't even know what you do. Like, oh, be my mentor. It has to be organic. We have to get to a process of having conversations, a lot of conversations before we even get to that point of like, can you be my mentor? So some people, I just find it weird. They just try to see you online, like, oh, can you be my mentor? Like, you don't know me, you don't know what I
Exactly.
do,
Exactly.
and you're
Yeah,
just going to assume that I'll be able to help you. As you say, like, that's how people end up with the wrong mentors, because they're just going online and they just find somebody with a lifestyle that they admire or that they like, and they just end up like,
yeah.
oh, can you be my mentor? And as you said, it doesn't really work that way.
True, true, true. And basically, um, I mean, what I did basically, I don't really push for mentorship first. I'm
Sure.
still actually identifying myself and my purpose here and basically where I should go. But when I get stuck, then I need a mentor. But for as long as I'm moving, for now, let me push by myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because I can
Sure.
get a mentor right now and I actually don't need it. You understand? So
and
not
and so I'm
everybody
gonna,
who actually has to have a mentor to say, but I mean, you need guidance. You do need guidance because you cannot reach certain levels financially. You are someone who's already been there, guiding you there. But yeah, but rather don't look at his achievements, whether or not he, got his first car at the age of 12. That doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you buy. I mean, you're way above 12 to have his own of a car. That means don't follow his achievements, but follow his character during his journey.
sure. And I'll rather, how do I say this? It's pretty difficult if somebody said, okay, I made millions at 15 years old, right?
Yeah,
And now you're probably like 21 years old. That guy should probably be your mentor, because his
exactly.
journey, his process was different. He can mentor
Was
people
way
that are
way
below
different.
15 years, because it was, how do I say this? He got there quick. So he
Exactly,
didn't
exactly,
stumble and he did not struggle. So he doesn't understand the struggle that you're going through. So you
exactly.
see this guy very successful at 15 or whatever age, he became very successful, and you're like in your early 30s. I don't think that guy is going to guide you the right way. But if you find somebody who made it at 34, at 33, that's the person you should be listening to, because they've been there. They traveled the journey, the same journey that you are on. They've been through all of the things that you obstacles or things that you're probably facing. So that's the person that you probably might want to go for.
That's it. That's basically it. That's basically it. So, look, if you're watching here, you want to venture into business, identify yourself before you look for mentors. Identify who you are, what you want to achieve, and perhaps when you get stuck, that's when you can look for mentors. But yeah, just
Sure.
because you've got goals to you doesn't mean he has to be your mentor. You know what I mean? You can actually push for yourself and get yourself established and stuff like that.
Sure. What do you think about, like, I think my thoughts are, some industry you do need a mentor
Yes,
before even engaging in anything. But with
that's
some
true.
other things, you can find yourself and
True,
figure it out
true,
along
true.
the way. Or maybe
That's
5
true.
years, 6 years down the line, you want to grow as a person. That's when you start engaging other mentors. Like, okay, cool. I want to scale. I want to scale up my business and stuff.
That's
This
true.
guy did it. Let me approach this guy. But with some other business, before you even jump into it, you probably need to talk to somebody that has already done it, or else you're not gonna go anywhere with that kind of business. So that's my take on it. Like, with some other industry, you do need a mentor before you even get started. But with some other things, you can go as long as you want without a mentor.
Mm.
So I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
That's true. I mean, like buying and selling. I mean, anyone can do that. I'm
Sure.
not trying to, put it low. I mean that's how you make quick money. But I mean, basically where everyone is involved. I mean, the moment you say you want to start business, you venture into buying and selling. But in terms of buying and selling, you can actually push by yourself and then understand the market by yourself and so forth. I can't say, there are certain things that you can do without actually starting anything to do with business. You can learn it on the ground. For those things, you don't need a mentor. But if I have to venture into something that includes engineering, I know engineers went for school for those things. So I need a mentor in that industry. So anything that requires people who have degrees, and then I need mentorship within that. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
The things that are like, things that you can do by yourself, you actually don't need a mentor for that. Yeah. I mean, maybe what you need is just motivation, more than mentorship, and you can get motivation from anyone.
True.
You can even go online, get motivation anywhere. And then
You
that's
can
where
even listen to a song and be motivated, you know?
Exactly. So yeah, it just depends on the industry. I mean, buying and selling, all you need is motivation. Because when you make a
Sure.
loss, your mentor won't really encourage you. In fact, he will discourage you, saying, you know what, you're making a loss, I'm making profit. Instead of
Yeah.
mentor helping you, is making you feel like you're useless. So now it's basically just wasting your time. It's a threat
Sure.
to your business.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So recently, I was talking to one of my mentors because I was working on a transaction. So I wanted to hear what his thoughts were. You know, my mentor is more like a savage. His upbringing, he went to the military, and and after that, he started his own business.
Okay.
So it's kind of his approach is more savage-like. Is more on the, how do I say it, on the very capitalistic side. Me myself, I'm more on the like social entrepreneur side of like trying to help figure out things and figuring out opportunities. So he was just giving me advice on how to go about things, but the way he was going about it, it was more on the savage side of things, which doesn't fit with my values. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
but that conversation helped me to see things from a different angle. Even though I didn't take his advice, it made what I was thinking better. So what I'm trying to get at to my question, do you have to listen to your mentor all the time?
Okay. You know what? On this live we are speaking,
Sure.
there's certain people who are listening to us. Now, whenever someone is speaking into you, I usually use the example of when someone is actually having dinner and you are eating, for example, meat, right? At times you need to separate the meat from the bones and chew the meat by itself. That's your approach when listening to someone. There are some bones that are involved. You don't have to take the whole thing. So you take what you need and run with it. So you don't have to really listen to him. I mean, if you eat the bones together with the meat, you might actually just kill yourself.
Sure.
So basically, you take what you need, what you want to listen from the guy. Take what you need and run with it. It's not everything that actually helps you.
And that's what I was saying. But I've seen instances where other mentors get like offended if you don't take their advice. If you go the other route, they get offended. Like, oh, I thought we talked about this, and you're going this way. I don't know if you have seen that or seen such scenarios or such stories.
I think if your mentor gets offended by you, then he's not meant to be your mentor. Because
Sure.
the mentor is meant to be patient. I mean, if you really got to where it is through, the right process of life, then, you have to understand that, what, you will make mistakes. It's not everyone who just rises, just like that. And, mistakes actually help you to get where you're going to go. So if your mentor actually gets offended by you, then, it's a sign that, you have to run away. Immediately block, delete,
Yep.
basically.
That's true, man. That's
Mm.
true.
Yeah.
So, so from our conversation, do you say mentors are important? What are your thoughts? As you said, you need guidance. We do need guidance. All of us need
Yep.
guidance. But at the end of
Mm.
the day, just in general, are mentors important?
Definitely. I think there's only so much that one can do. I guess when you get started, you definitely need a mentor. But one also is doing what you're doing. Who believes in you? I mean, your mentor has to believe in you. If your mentor does not believe in you, then it's actually not your mentor. You
Sure.
understand? So I think in Africa, it's hard to find one who is up there who believes in you when you're still down there. That's why there's this confusion with mentorship and so forth. People just see a new guy on social media, and like, okay, I want this guy to be my mentor. Why? Because I don't know him yet, but I just like what he does. No, it's toxic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, you don't see a lady for the first time on social media and be like, immediately, I want to get married to you today. You don't do that. You have to get to know them. You
Sure.
don't just see a girl on social media and then immediately you go pay you on the ball again. No, man, it doesn't work like that. You might be getting into a trap, you know?
True.
Same thing with
True.
mentorship. Take it like, as you dating a girl or guy. You know, you have to go through a process. You have to get to know them, know their mistakes, grow with them. You know, that's actually what you have to do with your mentor. It's not just someone that you just jump in day one and say, you know what, take over in my life, help me. You know, no, it doesn't work like that. Because
Yeah.
some mentors want to actually switch out business ideas for me. You
Mm.
can see them like, you know, speak to me, young man, speak to me, tell me your dreams. And there I'm writing down because I know maybe I've got the financial muscle to do it, you don't. 5 years down the line, you see this big company growing, like, no, but that's my idea. It's the mentors, like, what can we do? The money
Yeah.
speaks, people listen.
Sure.
Mm, 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 mm.
So, man, that was a great topic. I was trying to add somebody from, from whoever is in the comments. If they have any questions for us, uh, they can join us and just ask
All
questions.
right.
So
No,
I'm gonna try to send a request to one of them and
I'm
see if
going
they're
to,
interested in
if
joining.
you
If
want
you're
to
interested
join the
in
live,
joining,
if you want to
just
join the live, just send your request.
just send a request and then we'll let you in. So
An open platform so you can speak, you know? I mean, these days, social media is actually doing more bad than good.
you think it's getting better than good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, these days, things are so bad. You know, a few people actually getting something, benefiting from it. You know, and it's those that are, of course, into social media marketing and so forth that, um, many of the young people are actually being discouraged and so forth with what they see on social media. You understand what I'm trying to
And
say?
it just depends, how you use it and what you
Okay.
focus on. I don't think it's
Mm.
getting much more bad. As you say, it depends on what industry you are in. For me, it's actually
I mean,
getting
for you, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing
it's
because you
amazing,
already
it's
mentioned.
really amazing. It's just saying, Ethan, could you speak up?
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can
No,
hear you, but
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right, okay,
But
all right. Now, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll try my best.
so
Yeah, but yeah, that's it.
yeah, I was trying to add somebody from there, but nobody seems like they want to join,
All right,
which
it's all good. It's all good.
which is all good. But to end our conversation for today on mentorship, yeah, do you have any last word just to wrap it up?
Now you know what, like what I mentioned earlier on, like identify yourself first, before trying to identify someone else. You
Sure,
know, get to know what you're called for. Get to know, rather, don't follow God's street, but follow your passion. Because when things get tough, your passion pulls you. And you're gonna have to push yourself. So yeah, that's basically it. You know, identify yourself, know who you are. You know, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will believe in you. You know what I mean? It's you that makes it.
sure,
And understanding that we all make money differently.
true,
Just because I can come and say, you know what, at the age of 10, somehow my father gave me a loan of 10,000. Doesn't mean your father gave you a loan of 10,000. So I should not use my journey as the default way to make money.
sure.
Already when one does that, you know that goes on.
And,
You know,
and and I like what you say because what I've seen, what's been happening with entrepreneurship, people don't understand that we're all on different journeys. So what I say work for me might not work for you. As you're saying, I can make money selling plastics. I can make millions selling plastics. That doesn't mean
exactly,
if you do the same thing, you're gonna make millions selling plastics. It's a process of identifying your strengths. What are you good at? Your personality as a person. What are your strengths? What can you use? I was just talking to this other guy. He was like, "Oh, can you mentor me?" He doesn't really know me. One of those guys that just showed, heard about me, and he saw me in
yeah,
the
yeah,
streets, and he's like, "Oh, I want to be mentored by you." But what I just asked him questions. He's like, "Oh, I'm in college, but I'm going to film school." He's a very good looking guy, tall guy, and I'm
okay.
like, "You're very good looking. Why would you be behind the camera instead of like in front of the camera?" Does that conversation make sense? Like,
Yeah,
you have to just use what you have. Unfortunately, it's very good
exactly.
looking. Get into something that can, get into marketing, get into something, that can put you out there, not be
Uh,
behind the desk because that's your selling point. That's your strength. So
yeah,
it's coming back to that conversation of saying like, that's why I can't be like me, what works for me. I won't be telling somebody else like, do this, do that, because the process and the journey is different for everybody across the board.
Mm, 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 mm. And that's basically it. Yeah. So identify yourself, know who you are before you try to search for other people out there and so forth. Because you can never really understand your mentor. The moment you fully understand your mentor, you've gotten the whole thing wrong. You know, your mentor should be someone who's a bit mysterious. Because if
Okay.
you know him too much, then you familiarize who he is. The
Yeah.
moment you do that, you don't receive much from him. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like
Sure.
if my mentor is my biological brother, it might be tough for me because I don't know whether he's speaking to me from the a sibling level or from the mentor level. So you should never really understand your mentor, to know too many things about him. People think you know your mentor, but he's got 4 kids, he stays here. No, 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 no. It's a business. It's just like you should stay to the business point of view with him. The moment you know him, too much, he cannot give you, what you actually need. If it makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And for the sake of argument, I'm going to disagree with the same
No,
industry.
no, it's
You have
okay,
to
it's
get
okay.
a
Go
mentor
ahead.
in the
It's okay. I
in
know
the
you do.
same industry, because how do I say this? You can be. I think it's possible to be mentored by somebody in a different industry, by their specific industry, where it's kind of close to impossible. Like as you say, like real estate. Like I
Yeah.
can't be mentoring somebody who's trying to get into real estate because I'm not into real estate, you know. But I think with some other things, there are things that people can, you can be mentored by somebody in a totally different industry. But as I say, like there are industries that are specific, like, a good example that you gave, like the real estate industry, you can't really be mentored by, I can't mentor somebody in that industry because I have no idea what's really going on, when it comes to that kind of business.
True, 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 true. Yeah, I mean, like one of the first things that I did in business before petroleum was real estate, and so to let you know that I made $0 from it. $0. I worked for free, nothing, made no money. So just imagine someone comes to me and says, mentor me in real estate. What can I let them know? Also, don't do it because there's no money there. Yet there's
And,
other guys making money there. You understand what I'm trying to say?
sure. And you say something important. Because it did not work for you, it doesn't mean it's not going to work for somebody else. So people are going to the wrong people, seeking different, how do I say it? Are going to the wrong mentors. As you say, they're coming up to you because you had bad experience in real estate. You're going to tell them there's $0 in it. So don't do it.
Yeah,
So that's why it's important to find the right mentors for yourself.
exactly. I mean, some guys that leave their home country to make their millions. I mean, you have to leave the country too. Perhaps you meant to be a millionaire where you are right now. You have to leave where you
Sure.
are. Yeah, so it all depends. Goes back to our first point. Like you gotta identify yourself, know who you are, know your business, know yourself first. Yeah. The moment you know yourself, then you can actually carry on to look for guys to mentor you and so forth. Yeah. But your mentor should not look for a mentor based on what he has or what you can see or his achievements. Rather, look for a
Sure.
mentor based on his story, right? Because there's no one who just rises without a story. Anyone who just pops out from nowhere without a story is a suspect.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
There should be a background story to it, like, how they made it. And it shouldn't be a story that I made millions at 15 years old, or I got a loan from my dad. So there should be something. There should be like a documented journey, like this is the starting
Exactly.
point, and this is the point that this guy is at right now.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So, basically, that's it. Simple. Identify yourself and so forth. But yeah, I mean, today the topic was quite short and to the point.
Sure.
Um, I think for today, I think we're done. Unless there's one person who now wants to actually come live with us. I see
Let's see if someone wants to come live. They can
we've got
request. I will add them.
we've got
If
Python.
somebody wants to come in live and ask questions or whatever, we'll definitely do it for like 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Now, no stress, no stress. But I was to say.
Man, it's good, man. As you say, like, I see there is a lot of opportunity here. The more people the more opportunities that'll come by. So you're just working on different opportunities, bro.
All right, I see. Now that's good, man. For me, the States, I told you, you know me in the States, never,
Never, yeah. Yeah,
never.
as you say that, how do I say? My question: what kind of mentees do mentors look for, or is just one way? What? What kind of mentees do mentors look for?
The mental look for. Okay, I
I
don't actually understand the question.
okay. I think I
I
get
mean,
it too now.
okay.
But
Yeah, I mean, as for example, as a mentor, one thing you have to do is you have to acknowledge that the moment you come to me for mentorship, you cannot like put yourself as someone who's higher than you, because rather your mentor has to be above you, financially and through his journey. You cannot be my mentee and yet you're more successful than me. It doesn't work like that. So for one to actually go to a person and say, "Can you help me in business?" What it means is that I'm actually humble enough to tell you that I need help. Because not everyone actually wants to say that they need help. Everyone thinks that I actually got this. I got this. I'll make it on my own. So
sure,
for me, basically, it's humility. The fact that you can approach me and be like, sir, help me with this. I believe in what you have and, the vision that's in you. Because your prosperity is in the vision that you have. That's true wealth. What
sure.
comes out of you is true wealth. If I'm speaking now and someone says, I like what this guy is saying. Then he comes to me and says, can you mentor me? Because I may not know what you have, but there's some that you say that touch me. That's humility, and that's basically what I look for. But each and every mentor is different.
Yeah, sure. For me myself, I look at potential. What is the potential of you becoming successful? I look at the way you look, the way you
Okay.
dress, because for me, those are important things to success.
Yeah,
Your
definitely.
smile, your look, the way you dress, and then I look at what personality you have. Are you a positive person? Do people like being around you? Those are the things that I look for as well too. So once I see all of that, then I see what are you doing? What have you done for yourself? It's not like, oh, let's just start from ground zero, but you haven't been out there hustling. You haven't been out there pushing your brand, pushing your product, pushing whatever it is that you're pushing. So once I see that you've been putting in the work and you've been working hard, definitely we can have that conversation.
I see.
So
Things with that, right? There's someone who says, okay, I grew up in a family where, there's this old poverty left, right, and center. So I cannot give you the image that you want, but I have the vision within me.
sure,
Things are not well right now, but I need your help. So I cannot dress how you want me to dress because I'm not there financially.
sure.
But I've got this is what I have. I have this, my vision. That's all I have to actually offer you. So are you saying that you don't mentor people from a poor background?
Yeah, to be honest, how
Okay.
do I say this? I want to be corrected on that. Okay, you can be from a poor background and still be presentable at the same time. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean just because you come from a poor family. I don't mean like you have to wear a Gucci shirt or Gucci shoes or something, that's really crazy. No, are you presentable? Is the presentation uh, how you present yourself, that's what's important. It's not about the
Okay.
quality of the clothes or too, it's how you
Okay.
put on the
Okay. All right.
clothes. So,
Yeah.
so to correct myself on that is that, you can be from a poor family, but how do you look as a person? It's okay. Some people are poor, but you don't know that they're poor unless they tell you. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
True. 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 True.
So for me, if you're poor and you're showing you're poor, I won't mentor you because that's where it also
All right.
starts. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
You have to have that mentality that I'm going somewhere, even I'm right here, I'm headed somewhere else. So that doesn't mean your condition. How do I say this? Your current situation shouldn't define you, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't see that like, you're poor when I look at you. I should see somebody with potential, somebody with a vision. So that's what I
Okay.
meant, like, I can't mentor somebody who doesn't look like they're headed somewhere, or someone who looks like they're just stuck in one place. So that's what I
Okay.
meant by that, my brother. But
Okay.
thanks
Now
for
I get
asking
you.
that question so I can really clarify and get deep into it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I get it, I get it. Because I have to understand it. I don't keep saying, no, it's me, you have to look like you're going for a job interview.
Sure.
For you, for what, for me to like mentor you. So I had to understand you exactly what you're saying there. Because I'm sure not there's people watching on their phones at home, and when you're watching on your phone, you think a lot. What
Sure.
is this guy trying to say?
Sure.
Because they might think, I used to follow Tomondo, but ever since he said it doesn't mean the poor people, I don't like it.
Which is okay, which is
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
good, good, good,
We're
good,
not
good.
meant to be liked by everybody,
That's it, that's it,
These
that's it,
days,
that's
I'm
it.
just straight to the point. It's either you like what, even though, like, I'm just saying it's otherwise, but I don't mean that. I don't mean to be poor people, but I'm just getting to the point of saying, like, it's good to be direct with people, to be honest with people, to be brutal
That's
honest
it,
with people.
that's
It's
it,
either they're gonna like you or not, which is fine.
that's it. Yeah, it's true. You should not look like your problem. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Although, at times, the humility, like you mentioned, like keep your vision high,
Sure.
because your vision is what brings you out of poverty. So now, if you're going through poverty and yet your vision is small, you might actually stay there. So keep your vision high. I mean, I've met poor people and they've got big dreams and visions, and I'm like, wow, this guy's going far. You understand? So those,
Sure.
yeah, but his vision will bring him to where he wants to actually get to.
Yeah, I like what she said. You should not look like your problems. That's funny.
True, 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 true. You should not. You should try your best to fix yourself.
Sure. And one thing why I say that, this is what I've recognized, right? People want to be around successful people. No one wants to be around somebody who doesn't look like they're successful. It's the reality of the world, whether we like it or not. We all want to be associated with somebody who's successful. No one wants to be associated with somebody who looks like they're poor or who looks like they're going nowhere. Everybody wants to be
And yeah,
associated with
yeah,
success.
that's how the world is.
So so it's just the reality of things. If you want to be successful, you got to be ready for it. You got to dress for
Yeah,
success. You got to look
yeah.
successful, even though you're not there. You're there on the inside, but on the outside too, you got to look like you're already there.
I've seen studied billionaires and millionaires, and it's one thing similar that they always say is
Sure.
when I was young, I really knew that I would be rich. So already with me, it's like, okay, I've had that feeling, man. So um, I know where I'm going. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, people think that at times you dream too big, relax. But like, if you feel it within you, I mean, with money you get it before you actually get it. You can feel it within you that what, I can feel myself that I'll be a rich guy or a rich girl in this life. I mean, it's a sign that that's where you're going.
It's all
That's
about
inspiration.
it's all
Exactly.
about attraction, bro. It's all about the law of attraction.
Mm,
It's
mm,
looking at this. If you look at like at life, like there are no opportunities or there's no money around me, your mind won't be open to that. But if you look at life like there's opportunities, there's money around me, money will just come towards you. And the thing about getting money is becoming a person of excellence. Once you become a person of excellence,
that's it.
money will follow you. It
Mm,
begins with you. It goes back, as you said, to the mentorship conversation you're having earlier on when you said, like,
mm,
identifying yourself, who you are as a person. Once you become a person of greatness, great things will follow you. Your money will follow you. Everything that you need in life will follow you. But it begins with you on the inside. It doesn't matter you're coming from a poor family, you're coming from a poor background, wherever background you're coming from. It just starts with what you feel on the inside and what you're doing, for yourself, for you as a person.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. And yeah, the power of the mind. Yeah, I mean, your mind is a voice and money is ears. So you can call money through what you think, and you can take
Sure.
money away through what you think. So time you complain that, what, I'm trying business and money is not coming. No, it's how you're thinking. I mean, it might sound like, what, every motivational speaker is out there saying, think well. No, no, they're coming from somewhere. They might be
Sure.
making noise, but they know what they're saying because men are not dumb. People have got brains, they can think. So, master your mind and master the money. That's it.
For sure.
If you
I,
can't
I, I
control your
think
mind, then forget about controlling money.
I like that, man. This ended up being a great conversation. We ended up diving into some other interesting things. But I hope we were able to help a few people today. When they had great conversation, I like having few people because it means that we're saying something of value. When you see a live where there are like 1,000 people, just know that there's not to say there's nothing of value being said, but that's why there's like only 1%, 1% people that are rich in this world because they are the few that are willing to do what the other people are not willing to do.
Exactly.
You don't want to follow the masses. In your famous word, you don't want to be where the masses are.
Exactly,
You,
exactly. That's true. That's true. I mean, that's like playing fly in the sky. There's less traffic. You know what I mean? Well, all the cars,
sure.
all these cars are on the earth here. It's crowded. You know what I mean? So those that take off, it's a few. Those that are willing to actually dare to do the greatest in this life.
For sure, man. I appreciate the conversation, my brother. But when
Mm.
I'm in Zim, we need to link up. I'm trying to come in the next 4 months. I was supposed to come soon, but I might end up in the next 4 months. We need to do something. Even with 5 people, I'm willing to do it. That's how it
Mm.
starts. It just starts with a few like-minded individuals.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So yeah, definitely. And let me know when you can come through to them, and we'll see what we can do.
For sure, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Take it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Eh?
Oh, all right. Cool.